Hey guys, back with Live on Lockdown, and we thought we'd end the week with a banger and introduce the first of our quaddies. He's one of the smoothest talkers out there, the fastest gators, and one of the main guys coming out of the 421 Racing Squad. Welcome, Bryan Herbst. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, Matt, thank you very much for having me.
Always a pleasure, dude. Always a pleasure. Been dying to chat to you. I mean, we hang out lots at the races. You must be climbing the walls at the moment. What have you been up to try and keep yourself busy? I know you've got a little bit of work happening, but training as well and looking after the kids, man, you've got your hands full.
Yeah, look, it's difficult. Here in the suburbs, it's not like you can just get on your bike and go whip out to the farm and go and have a ride. So there's no riding, there's no anything. So yeah, a couple of days a week we get a little bit of work done, but apart from that, we just sort of adhering to the lockdown. At home, catch up on a few bits and pieces, try and keep the kids busy.
I saw you peak too early as well. You were cleaning and prepping all your bikes on day number one. You've got to pace yourself, man.
You've always got to have hope that there's going to be a miracle. They're going to say, yeah, okay, you can go and ride. But so I got stuck in and got everything prepped and done. And it's all done now. So now they sit and wait in the garage.
Crying in the garage.
Yeah.
Listen, the reason we're talking to you, obviously, is you're representing all the quaddies out there. We are going to be talking to a couple of other guys as we go down the pipe, but we thought we'd chat to you first. You're a great story, great developments over the last couple of seasons. And 2018, I mean, you and the team, to be fair, couldn't put a foot wrong. You were mostly on the KTMs through 2018 and 2019. Just talk us through the last couple of seasons. I mean, it was a perler.
Yeah, 2018, I was just looking for something new to do. I've been doing a bit of oval, and it kind of fizzled out a bit. So I chatted to Gideon, and he said, "Come and try some off-road." And he found me a KTM, and then we got it. It was a big learning curve for me. I'd never done anything like this, never ridden that far before. It was difficult learning, which stickers went left, which stickers went right. But we ended up having a fairly decent season. Again, lucky for me, I got to learn from the best. I suppose when you've got Gideon as your mentor and he's teaching you the do's and don'ts, no one better to teach you, I guess. And ended up having a half decent season. A couple of little problems, learning curves on the way with the bike, but we got them sorted out sort of mid-season, and it was we were fortunate enough to walk away with the championship in 2018. Really, really nice, and we the KTMs were untouchable at that stage, and the team in general actually did really, really well. I think we walked away with 3 of the 4 championships, and a good year for us.
And then, I mean, we tagged you very early on in your, if you want to call it your off-road career, as one of the best gators out there. And obviously, gate starts at ovals is key. Gate starts on these is even well, when it goes right, Bryan, they're even better.
Yeah. Bad timing for that one. Yeah, look, you know what? Whole shot in any racing, the whole shot is important. If you're out in front, you're doing well, and you've got less dust to worry about. And we know the 2018 and 2019 seasons were just ridiculous with the dust. And I do, I go and I practice my whole shot because it's important to get away. We have a little bit of a disadvantage because generally early on we start catching the back markers from the Q2 guys, but it is what it is, and everybody's got the same problem. But I suppose also in oval racing, you also got to be good off the line because you don't have 200 Ks to come back and rectify a mistake. So I work hard on the whole shot, and nine times out of 10 it pays off. There are the odd occasions where you throw it on its head and it doesn't.
It's great entertainment for us, though. So thanks for that, Bryan.
Yeah, look, it's a story to tell afterwards. Shortest race in my career.
Yeah, what do you say? You didn't even click second gear that one.
Didn't even get second gear in that one.
So then, listen, I have to talk about the elephant in the room. 2019, you couldn't buy good luck, but you tried to, hey, because you changed brands, because you guys were KTM forever, all man. And then towards the end of the year, I start hearing about, maybe a change across to, in fact, for one point, you were almost going to go Kawasaki's across the whole team. And then, then it was a change from orange to blue.
Yeah, we started looking at different options. We all seem to struggle with little niggly mechanical problems. The problem is that the bikes are all old. They're all 10 years old at least, and things they're just not made to last that long for how hard we ride them. So we looked at a few options. There was a small chance that we were gonna go green, and then that didn't pan out the way we thought. And then I approached Yamaha and said to them, guys, we were looking for a little bit of assistance, and they pointed us in a direction, and we came into contact with the guys at Shimwell's, and they were really, really helpful and assisted. And we've kind of made the switch to Yamaha. We're still doing quite a bit of sort of R&D on them and developing them, trying to get them to go a little bit better, and sort of wrap our heads around them. I've made the switch. Marty was always on the 700. She's now sort of leaning towards the 450 as well. I found I had a relatively, although it was an older bike, still relatively new, which I raced the last round of last year on and the first round of this year. And it seemed to be good. And then it also started to have a little bit of niggly problems. And I just kind of scratched my head. And after chatting with Shimwell's and Yamaha, the guys did me a really good deal. And I bit the bullet, and I've got myself a brand new one out the box. As luck would have it, it's only got about 3 minutes on it. I've kind of rode it around in the driveway, but haven't even had a chance to take it out and ride it. But now we're now looking for something reliable. It doesn't matter how fast you are, how fast you get off the line. If you don't get to the end of the race, it's kind of pointless. So now we're looking to get to the end of the race, and hopefully the new machinery is going to do that.
Well, let's go back to the beginning of the season for 2020. Lots of changes going on the GXCC Tour, but all positive for you guys, obviously lining up with the same squad essentially, but slightly different machinery. And round one all looked like it was going well for a while.
Yeah, round one got away. There was a little bit of confusion at the start. We all interpreted what Vian had said, but I mean, it's neither here nor there. Got away well, got the initial whole shot got out, and then Philip hadn't had a greater start, and he took the little sort of the second, I don't know, the chicken run or the shortcut, as it were, which kind of put me behind him, surprised me, but it is what it is, and I chased him. It took me about 10 Ks just to find a good place to sort of get up on the back of him and catch him, and I did. I managed to catch him and pass him, and then started to pull a little bit of a gap, and then when you think, it's all going well, and then, Lady Luck says, hold my beer. Exactly. And I just suffered a stupid little problem, a broken valve spring, and put an end to the race. Not the greatest result, but we thought, well, these things happen, and that was that. Nothing you can do about it. So my day ended up with a walk through the bush, as you can see. Yeah. But that's racing. I thought not the greatest way to start the year, but with a throwaway race, I'm going to throw away 0 points. Not a train smash, but not ideal.
Yeah, 8-round championship. We always knew it was going to be busy this year, but you're a racer and you like to race and you like to finish the mileage. And by that stage, I think you'd probably only done the one race. I think, had you done like an Africa off-road up until that point? Or I think you guys had all done maybe one race.
We actually did. We went the week before GXCC. We did an Africa off-road in, I think, Ventersdorp. We were a muddy, wet affair, but we went out there, gave the bikes all a run. We had a good, clean run. The team cleaned up on the day. It was really good. And thought, okay, well, everything's looking good for, to the start of the season. We've got everything under control. And, it's just, it hasn't been as smooth sailing as we'd like, I guess.
Yeah, round one GXCCs. I mean, I remember walking down to the 421 pits, and there wasn't a lot of smiles happening there.
Oh, man, it was just one of those not great days for us. Gideon, I suppose, Gideon the most fortunate. We worked out afterwards. We couldn't understand how he'd broken his arm, but when we saw in the start, to come in together with somebody, we think that caused the problem. Look, he was still lucky to get back second place on a pit repair that was, we didn't really have hope it was going to hold, but it did. Duct tape and cable ties. But not the greatest day out for us. But it's racing, and you dust yourself off and you go, well, next round, let's be better.
Well, you needed to get some mileage under your belt, like I say. So I think it was probably 2, maybe 3 weeks after that, me and the crew and yourself, I managed to convince you to come up and play a bit of Farm Jam, because they've been putting some work in up there, and looked like it was a track and a day that was much better suited to you.
Yeah, look, it was. I did farm jam once a few years back on a two-wheeler, just sort of as a fun thing, and we've heard all about it. And Leon had quite a bit of chat on social media about how they were going to take out the bike braking stuff, and he did. There was a few rocky sections, but nothing, nothing crazy. So yeah, I went out there not expecting what to expect or not knowing what to expect. Got on the bike, got away at the start, and was having a fairly good run. But after we'd sorted the bike out after round one, we developed this stupid little electrical gremlin. The bike wouldn't rev out, so I spent the whole race just backfiring and spluttering and not being able to really whack it on the long fast stuff. I think I got to like 115 was my top speed, which is, you're almost a sitting duck. But managed to nurse it to the end, and you adapt your riding style, and was lucky enough to walk away with a class win there as well, which was nice.
More important than the win, though, it was mileage. And but I mean, you were just so frustrated. We just talked about luck the whole time. You said you just couldn't figure out what's going on. But like I said, little tiny things on old machinery. But you saw the flag. That's a good thing.
Yeah, look, to the end again. It was a very important seat time, and. Again, yeah, GXCC I think I only ended up doing maybe 30 Ks in GXCC 1. Luckily to get to the end of Farm Jam, which was nice. It was good seat time, in preparation for round 2. We got to the end. That was the main thing.
Round 2, I mean, we couldn't have been more excited going into round number 2. And I tried to give as many people as many heads up as I could. Obviously, we had the media and the pre-event stuff going on. Just to try and give guys an idea, because even though you only did 30 Ks of GXCC1, you'll have seen it was a relatively tight and tech, and round number 2 was going to be horsepower. Yeah,
we saw from the previews that I think GXCC, the Black Iron guys have done a phenomenal job. They came in. I think everybody was a little apprehensive whether they're going to do it right, whether they're going to do it wrong, and they've shown that they've done it right. They're giving everybody. You can never keep everybody happy, but they're really doing their best to try and keep everybody happy. The quad guys, I know the two-wheeler guys like that long pin flat out stuff. The quad guys, not so much. We don't get as high top speed as the two-wheeler guys do, and it's a bit harder on the bikes, but it is what it is. It's a race, and you adapt your riding style. A little bit of a disadvantage to me, obviously, for not scoring from round 1. I went into the starting gate last, and it was to try and make the best of a bad situation. I went right on the inside, but the grass was still wet and fresh, and so I didn't quite get off the line as well as I'd liked. I followed Kobus. He just got me into the first corner. I followed him out, but quickly within the first sort of kilometer, maybe I managed to jump past him and thought, okay, well, here it is. Let's have a go. Put the hammer down. We sorted out the little electrical gremlin. The bike was flying. And I thought, okay, fantastic, let's go. And then, once again, Lady Luck said, hang on a sec, hold my beer. And lap 3, and that was the end of that. I had a rear bearing collapse. Again, I suppose a function of the bikes just being old. Not something you can foresee. And it, collapsed the rear bearing, chain wound up into everything, and that was the end of my race. I managed to sort of untangle everything and limp it back to the pits. But that was it, game over.
The tough thing was, Philip Boyce, who was kind of in and out of the championship for the last couple of seasons, all of a sudden he's committed to the tour. He's bringing home the finishes, and a couple of key riders are either not there or, like yourself, having major problems. I mean, you actually rode with him. You made the pass on him, before the major issues at round number 2. So I've got to ask, like, when you're out there racing him, if everything holds together, have you got him? Have you got his number, as they say?
Look, you know what? I suppose it's difficult to say. Philip's a nice guy, and he rides hard. And I suppose, if you to finish first, you got to finish. It's that age-old saying. If I've got a bike that can get to the end, I believe I can win. But it's all going to be on the day. Now going with the new bike, that's the whole thing. It's maybe not going to quite be as fast, but it's going to be reliable. And so you pick up your fitness level, and you just got to ride it harder for longer. And being new, hopefully it's gonna hold up and get me to the end.
And then just talk to me about the team and all the guys that have been working together. You're a good unit, and I believe you still are the number 1 quad squad, as we say. David's really starting to bring home the bacon. Like you say, Marty's made the move to the 450, and I think it's the right move for this year. You get the feeling that we've got the fast race out of the way, and I believe Vian's going to start calming the GXCC races down now. And then on your support squad as well, little Stewie Fell. He's a bit of an eye opener this year.
He is. Stu. I've raced with Stu since he was like knee high to a grasshopper. And Stu's a good kid, and he's fast off the line, and he rides well, and our whole team. Although the four of us are kind of the main guys or the main members of the team, we have a fantastic crew of guys that come and ride with us. And everybody's in to lend a hand. If you come in the pits and there's a problem, anyone that's there jumps in and fixes and fuels and so it's a fantastic team to be part of. And the guys are good, and the guys that ride as well. I mean, as you can see, Stu is incredibly fast off the line. I mean, there's not many guys that can put their hand up and say they've beaten Gideon off the line, and Stu is one of the few that can say that he has. And he's consistently up there. And I think the guys don't. I think they're going to underestimate him as well, because come the end of the year, if he's consistently up there third and fourth, Stu's going to stand on the podium at the end of the year. It couldn't happen to a nicer kid.
Completely
Marty
agree with that. Yeah.
100%, and I think Marty making the switch onto the 450, my personal opinion, I think it's fantastic. That Raptor's a big, heavy bike. Although, ironically as it would be, the last race would have been a Raptor race, to pin that 700 on the long fast stuff. But, I think the switch to the 450 is going to be good for her. She's a fantastic rider as well. I mean, she's one of the fastest ladies out there, and as soon as she gets her head completely wrapped around that 450, I think there's going to be some fantastic racing.
Also, she blew her knee out the other year, and the 450 somehow seems to suit her style as well. Like it just, she doesn't seem to be putting as much weight on the pegs.
Yeah, I think the 450, because it's a lot lighter, and again, like you say, she had a couple of knee injuries. So I think it's going to be a lot easier on her to throw that 450 around. David works hard, and he trains hard, and he's done all the right things as well. And I think he's also got a bit of momentum going. Look, he also had his little share of niggly problems, but he seems to have found the right pace, and he's on it. David is a serious contender for his class win this year, without a doubt.
Bryan, you're an absolute star. So much information. Thank you for that. While you're online, I just want to say, do you want to give a shout out to any of the riders, your Chinas or your sponsors out there? Because I know you've really got a lot of backing out there for the 421 Development Racing Squad this year.
Look, thank you, Matt. We've been really fortunate. We have a great sort of group of people that support us. It starts off, one of our first guys that come on board with CST tires. I mean, they give us phenomenal tires. Those things are just bulletproof. And at the backup they give us, whatever we go, the little problems or questions or technical stuff, they're always willing to help us. It's absolutely fantastic, and we appreciate it from the bottom of our hearts. Dragon Energy again, they came back on board with us this year. They've got their faith in us. They put their contribution in. They keep us full of energy drinks and all the rest of it. Also a fantastic group. Dirt Nurse again, we're in a muddy business, and they help us keep our bikes clean. Yamaha and Shimwells. Laura and Andre from Shimwells have also been really, really helpful. We had a chat with them, and they've been really helpful in sort of getting us involved in the Yamaha Blue Crew program, and also with the acquisition of the new bike. So fantastic, big shout out to them. And Black Iron Lubricants. They're going to be something to watch out for. They make a really, really fantastic product. So they're keeping our bikes oiled and all the coolants and all the rest of the stuff and the brake fluids to go with it. So thank you all to everybody that plays a part. Without them, we don't go racing. And Matt, the voice of keeping us out there, Matt. You too kind, my friend. Without you, no one knows about us. So thank you so much.
You'll make me blush, dude. You'll make me blush. Oh, no, Bryan, you're a star. We cannot wait to go racing again. Obviously, we know as of basically, tomorrow we would have been racing. That's the painful truth.
Yeah.
We'd have been already at the farm. The trucks would have been packed. The bikes would have been prepped. Everything would have been dialed. So we know GXCC3 has gone, and they announced that early, and it was the right thing. We knew that was going to be in the fit. I think when the government makes announcements over the next week or two to see what the next step is, we'll find out whether GXCC4, which will now be known as GXCC3, is going to happen. But it's going to be Rustenburg. I haven't been out to Rustenburg for a long time, but I know that the later you go to Rustenburg, the more dusty and rocky it is. So fingers crossed we can get out there earlier rather than later, hey?
Yeah, look, I'm not sure which Rustenburg. I've only done one race at Rustenburg. I did an Africa off-road race there last year, so I don't know if it's the same venue or not. But you're right. If it's in sort of anywhere near winter in Rustenburg, man, it's Dust Bowl racing of note.
All right, Bryan, we'll wrap it up there. Thanks so much for your time. Good luck and God bless to you and the family and the crew. And yeah, we'll no doubt be chatting you. I hope to be chatting to what's left of the Randfontein Massive. I know Gideon's been getting loose up there, getting bored.
Yeah.
So I think I've got him on the list to chat to him towards the end of next week or the early part of next week. But we'll see what he has to say for himself as well. He's been locked up with Marty. Sorry, Marty's been locked up with him for the last week.
Yeah. Matt, thank you so much. Appreciate the interview today. It's fantastic. Great job. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Bryan. All the best. See you soon.
Thanks, Matt. Cheers. Thank you.
All right, so that's the first of our quaddies, and as I said, we will be chatting to the rest of the crew, possibly with Gideon and the Busman. We've got to chat to the Busman as championship points leader going into round number 3 for the Q1s. He's also in good form. And we get ourselves ready for tomorrow's show. So that's going to round out the end of our working week. Tune in at 2 o'clock as we go and speak to one of the stars of last year coming out of the OR2 gate, one of the few guys remaining on the Blue Smokers on the Yami. We caught up with him at the early part of this year when he tried his hand at the Race to Ride initiative. Tomorrow, 2 o'clock, is one of the top privateers to watch out for, Tyrone Beverley.